This is the Internet Computer Token ICP. Could it be trying to break out sometime soon again? And I've been talking about this falling wedge pattern for probably the longest time, even earlier this year. If you guys been following my channel, you guys know. And the beauty about technical analysis is that it works a lot of times. Okay. I've been charting out this falling wedge pattern since the beginning of this year, and ICP has been running within this pattern, even with that crash we had a couple of weeks ago back in October. And basically, that crashed still ended the price action of ICP back within the pattern. That tells me that the market was seeing this pattern as well and basically bought this right back up because they saw this bottom trend line as support. Now, ICP did try to break out of this pattern for about 2 weeks ago, but was unsuccessful, okay, because it did hit a rejection at about $9.90. I'm not too surprised by that because it did test the weekly 200 SMA, which is the orange line here, basically in line with this upward trend line now. Okay, that is a major resistance, okay, when it's above the price action. So I'm not too surprised by that, but the question now becomes, will ICP try to break out of this pattern again sometime soon? Or will it come back down here to retest the lows, right? Now, here are a few scenarios here. Let me just mention the big scenario here, okay, for ICP. If it actually breaks out by this point out of the bigger falling wedge pattern here, the price target would be about $22. Price targets are estimates only. There could be more, there could be less, a lot of which, in the case of these altcoins, does depend on what happens with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin has more room to pump, that is good for the altcoins. I did do a more detailed video on Bitcoin earlier today on why I think a Bitcoin bottom has already been put in, very likely. Okay, so I will link you guys at the end of this video. I am long on quite a bit of the altcoins here, so my opinions on the crypto markets in general is bullish. However, these are just my opinions. What I'm doing personally is not financial advice. You guys gotta form your own opinions and strategies. And what I'm seeing here for ICP is if it breaks out by this point, price target would be about $22. However, it does have to get through a few things right now. Let's zoom in and see if we can get any more clarity on what ICP could be doing. ICP here on the daily time frame is running within a falling wedge pattern. Okay, falling wedges have a higher chance of breaking to the upside. This one, if it breaks to the upside here, price targets would be about $7.30. Even though I don't have 3 exact candles touching on the upward trend line, this is still, in my opinion, a falling wedge pattern. Now, if ICP is not able to break out of this pattern to the upside, because we're all just talking about probabilities here, there is still a smaller chance this breaks to the downside. Then a possible scenario to be looking at is a double bottom at about that $3 level, especially with the very likely bullish divergence here on the weekly RSI. And if you guys know the RSI, you guys know what I'm talking about in terms of a very likely bullish divergence scenario if it comes down to anywhere about $3 and potentially form a double bottom pattern, which could still be a pretty steep way down for ICP. So let's see which way it happens. It is about to tell you that soon enough. So this is basically what I'm seeing for ICP. Let me know if you guys want to continue seeing any more of it or any other coins in this market by dropping a like, comment, subscribe. I'll pick a request to do for you guys on a daily basis, and I'll see you in the next one.